Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Today, I am recapping the lead attorney's exclusive interview that just wrapped up moments ago with Mr. Dennis Byron. Mr. Dennis Byron is about to be booked and busy off of this Cardi B defamation case against Tasha K. His commentary that is on TMZ is now international, globally, on all of your top global international publications. Now he is going to be booked and busy because people are going to be wanting the up-to-date, wire-to-wire live coverage of what is going on in this trial. Essentially, people didn't know that the trial began this week. So that was why there was a lack of reputable publications that were discussing this trial, because I found it odd the first day, outside of Choke No Joke and Dennis Byron, as far as publications go, I only saw a Billboard article the very first day. And I was shocked because I'm like, this is Cardi B. Where are all of the publications reporting on this trial? And so finally we saw this story pick up because of Cardi B's testimony yesterday. So now people are interested. There's a lot of people now, a lot of traffic of people trying to find out what is taking place in this trial. And this interview was amazing. I, of course, am always going to link in my description box everything that I tell you guys so you guys can check out for yourself. So I will link this interview with the lead attorney because it's like a 3-hour stream. However, it is the first 45 minutes or so of the lead attorney stream that will be in the link that you can hear the full 45 minutes of Mr. Dennis Byron's exclusive interview where he dropped some gems. I am, of course, only going to recap the items that he has not already recapped or that I haven't already discussed in previous videos. I just want to get to the new tea, to the new information that was revealed that hasn't already been discussed, that he exclusively told to the lead attorney, so that we can get right to it. And so, again, like I said, Mr. Dennis Byron, he's booked and busy. He's now an international star because everybody's going to be calling him. Everybody is sourcing his commentary on this trial. So he's about to be booked and busy. Don't forget about the little people when you blow up from this trial. So let's get right to it. There was a question asked about the difference between Tasha's legal team against Cardi B's legal team, and the lead attorney was asking, okay, why does Tasha K have criminal defense attorneys for a civil federal defamation suit case? And it was funny because Mr. Dennis Byron said, well, criminals need criminal defense attorneys. The shade. Also, he was also commending how well Cardi B's attorneys are. He called them masterful. He said that it's a full team of attorneys. Sarah Mates is out of New York. She basically broke it down that each of them have a specialty in this trial. So Sarah Mates, who is out of New York, she's been the lead one who has gone at Tasha K and got Tasha K to fumble all over herself on the stand. That was the attorney to where Tasha K was lying under oath, was bragging about her million subscribers, was bragging about how many views, tried to correct Sarah Mates that no, it's not 3.8 million views, it's up to 4.5 or whatever she said. This is the attorney that has really caught Tasha K in so many lies and has played several of her videos that have gone viral to the jury to ask Tasha K to confirm if she said this. And this is also where Tasha K said, and this is new information to me, Tasha K said, when asked if she is ever going to stop doing these videos, stop saying defamatory and slanderous things about Cardi B, and Tasha K said under oath, and I quote, I am not going to stop until these white folks tell me to. On a jury of predominantly white people. So yeah. Also, the other people on Cardi B's legal team is a married couple who are out of Atlanta. So the husband, of course, is the one who was grilling Tasha K's husband on the stand to get to the meat of the businesses and any details, as well as catch Tasha K in any lies to see if he was going to corroborate anything that she said or if he was going to tell the truth under oath. So, and still to this day, I know some of you don't think that the husband threw Tasha K under the bus, but I am here to tell you, Mr. Dennis Byron is saying once again in this exclusive interview that the husband threw Tasha K under the bus, threw her under the bus so bad that the jurors were beside themselves in reaction and were shook. So, again, we speculated if it was strategy or what have you, but he still threw his wife under the bus, no matter how you slice it. And that's coming from Mr. Dennis Byron's mouth. Then the wife of the husband of the Atlanta attorney couple that's representing Cardi B, the wife is the one who was asking Cardi B the questions the other day, where Cardi B was discussing how much of a toll this has taken on her and basically being depressed and suicidal and everything else. That was the third attorney. So where we are now in the case is the defense, Tasha K's attorneys, have to finish their cross-examination of Cardi B coming up on Tuesday. And then we have the physician that provided the medical results, that did the test to confirm that Cardi B does not have herpes, that Cardi B does not have any STEs, does not have HPV, and basically confirm all of the tests and how the testing was conducted to make sure that obviously this is accurate. Nothing was doctored, nothing was fake, there's nothing that's inconclusive or anything like that. Cardi B is in fact negative, has always been negative, and is essentially going to be that final icing on the cake for Cardi B's team. Also, a couple of other things that I found interesting was I didn't know that Cardi B reached out to Mr. Dennis Byron, another exclusive information that he revealed in this interview with the lead attorney. So he said he wasn't at first familiar with Tasha K. He had heard about this defamation suit, and he was actually doing some separate reporting on cyberbullying. And that was when Cardi B had reached out to him because she was at her wit's end at this point with all of the defamatory and slanderous things that Tasha K was saying about her. And you have to understand, Cardi B not only initially left a comment on Tasha K's page to stop it. These are before the cease and desist letters and then the DMs of trying to have her to stop, as well as providing Tasha K with the actual receipts to refute everything that she was saying in these videos. Cardi B sent Tasha K all of this information, and Tasha K still was publicly spreading the lies on her channel because it was making her money, because it was giving her a significant profit. So that's where we are. So Cardi B was so frustrated because she's like, I'm not going on your platform to debunk this because it's just going to create a bigger story, and it's not going to be about what the truth is. It's going to be about Tasha K and her style of reporting and people still believing that Cardi B has herpes. And another thing that Mr. Dennis Byron also effectively broke down in terms of discussing the toll that this took on Cardi B, but also potential financial losses of revenue. If the rumor is out there that Cardi B has herpes, in addition to her being a musician and everything else that she's got going on, representing different brands, having different collaborations, she's also an actress. So she said these rumors of Tasha K saying that she has herpes and that she calling her hashtag Colesaur B and all this other stuff, that's ruining potential movie offers or any acting roles that would require Cardi B and whoever her co-star is to do a love scene or do any kissing scenes by spreading this horrible rumor that wasn't even true. So that also is going to play a factor because Mr. Dennis Byron said that the judge told, both attorneys that, hey, you guys need to come up with a proposal on the amount of damages. And Mr. Dennis Byron again broke down masterfully that we aren't just talking about, broke down the $75,000, first of all, because still people are not too aware of what it all means. So both him and the lead attorney did a great job of explaining it. Essentially what it means is to get into federal court, it has to be a minimum of $75,000 seeking in damages and everything else. However, that is not the actual amount that Cardi B and her legal team are seeking in damages and legal fees and everything else. That is the minimum, so that this isn't just in state court or municipal court, but that, or whatever, this is going to federal court. So that's why you keep seeing that $75,000, but that is just the minimum to get into federal court. That is not the amount that Cardi B and her legal team are seeking in damages against Tasha K. So wanted to reiterate that and, make that a point. That's why Mr. Dennis Byron was estimating that the damages being sought now could be upwards of $15 million. And also said that if they do not take down Tasha K's channel, even after, if they find her guilty and everything else after this verdict, that essentially Tasha K's unwind with Tasha K, essentially she would be Cardi B's employee, because they are going to utilize, this U.S. Treasury agent that was there, that's sitting in on this trial now. They're going to have a forensic scientist investigate where all the money is. So that in the event that Tasha K or her husband try to make it seem as though they don't have it, or they don't have the money, this and that, or they only have just the Kibi Studios, they can investigate to find where else the money is to get that money. And if not, any revenue that's coming off of Tasha K's Unwind with Tasha K channel is going to go straight to Cardi B's pockets if her channel is not shut down. So Mr. Dennis Byron also wanted to make that point very clear as well. Also, a couple of other things. So to quickly get back to Cardi B reaching out to him about the cyberbullying, which again, I didn't know. Another issue, the reason why this trial took 3 years to happen was because Cardi B could not find Tasha K to serve her. Let me say that again. Exclusive tea again that was revealed at this interview with the lead attorney. Again, I will link this because it was a great, fascinating 45 minutes of information. But essentially, Cardi B could not find Tasha K to serve her, which is why it has taken 3 years for this to finally get to court and for the trial to finally start. So that is new information. And Mr. Dennis Byron also revealed that he put a team together to find Tasha K so that she could be served. Also, new exclusive information that was revealed in this interview. So I found that amazing. No wonder you have a front row seat to everything that is happening in this court case. You really helped out Cardi B. You helped her out navigating through the right avenues to make sure that this is taken seriously, which is the correct advisement to take this to federal court so that no games are being played here. And he also said, this is not the end. regardless of what happens with this trial, because this is only a federal civil case, they can still go after Tasha K and her husband criminally. So there could already be more stuff in the works after this. This is just the first phase of things going down as far as he's concerned, because you still have to factor in whatever the amount of damages is going to be awarded to Cardi B that Tasha K will be responsible for, as well as the investigation, because he also essentially said that U.S. Treasury agent was there to see if there's any speculation or any alleged rumors or potential audits that are going to happen if Tasha K and her husband have been involved in any tax evasion, or if there has been anything sketch or sus about their companies, as well as investigating some of the other websites and things that Tasha K has, that she has a part of her advertisements in her videos, if those are actual companies or just simply websites. So there's going to be somebody who is going to find every nook and cranny of where any source of money is coming from as it pertains to Tasha K and how she is getting revenue off of the slander of Cardi B. So that was also something that he wanted to make a point to make clear. Also, the lead attorney was also discussing about how last year the judge was frustrated with Tasha K's attorneys because the judge felt essentially that they were just being unprofessional, just didn't know at the time why they were even doing a countersuit. And of course that got dropped. And, and then before they were able to settle, they were just so adamant not to and unprofessional. And so now it's at the point of no return. But another thing that Mr. Dennis Byron debunked, because you'll remember in Tasha K's rant that she has in that Instagram live of Cardi B, she tried to make it seem as though Cardi B was trying to settle. According to Mr. Dennis Byron, Cardi B always wanted this to go to court. She wanted this particular trial, this lawsuit, to be in front of a jury of peers so that this could set a precedent, so that this could set an example of the magnitude of what she was dealing with this harassment, with this defamatory things that were being said about her, with the slanderous things that were being said about her. So that is another lie that was conjured up by Tasha K. Cardi B always wanted this to go to trial. She did not ever want to be in a position to settle this. She wanted this to go to trial. She wanted a jury. She wanted this to be public so everybody was aware of the magnitude and the details of what was happening with her. So that's another thing. And so then the lead attorney had gotten a jab about how Tasha K was joking about how she had to, or said on another channel on one of her shows that she had to repeat the 9th grade 3 times. And Mr. Dennis Byron did not know that information and he was shocked. And, but then also they were kind of like, well, this may explain some of the behavior that's going on in court where she's just completely clueless and just not acting right. So, but he wanted to reiterate that you have the U.S. Marshals, you have the FBI, you have the U.S. Treasury agent, you have all of your top people in this federal courtroom. So this is serious. Cardi B means business. So why Tasha K is still taking this approach? She's still basically treating this as her Unwind with Tasha K persona is the issue. So when you're in, and so essentially Mr. Dennis Byron was trying to say that when you are a criminal and you are thinking like a criminal, you are not thinking that you are being disrespectful to the court. You are not thinking that you are looking a fool in front of all of these people, that you are embarrassing yourself in front of these people. You think that you are in the right. You are being arrogant and delusional and thinking that what you're saying is, working with the jury or people that are in there, and it couldn't be further from the truth. I truly think Tasha K went in there thinking, okay, I can just be my same persona as these videos that they're going to play. in this courtroom of all the stuff that she said about Cardi B, and they're going to think, oh, she's real, she's being herself, this and that. But no, this is not making you look good. Because, again, Mr. Dennis Byron confirmed that there is no part of Tasha K that has been in this trial thus far that has seemed remorseful, that has seemed contrite, or wanting to apologize or concede anything and to try to diminish the amount of damages that she is going to be charged with. There's been nothing. And so another thing was, a few times the lead attorney was asking Mr. Dennis Byron, is there any glimmer of hope that this could turn around for Tasha K? And essentially, Mr. Dennis Byron said, in the short of it, no. That, usually people don't like to say when people have a slam dunk case or if things are open and shut. But he said, with everything that's happened these past few days, with how much evidence is stacked against Tasha K, there's just too much going in Cardi B's favor to validate the claims of her having herpes, the claims of her having HPV, the claims of her being a prostitute, the claims of her sticking the beer bottle up her vagina and then taking it out and putting it in another patron's mouth, that all of that has been debunked beyond reasonable doubt. It's not Cardi B. None of it's true. And the only other thing that he admitted, which I had alluded to in other videos, was that Tasha K was knowingly going to these porn sites, Googling Cardi B's name and hoping that Cardi B was showing up for these pornos so that it could validate her claims of the defamatory and slanderous things that she was saying about her. And that, he was essentially saying that people put in celebrities' names, especially on these porn sites all the time, to make it seem that if somebody resembled somebody, or if you're trying to Google a certain celeb that you find of a certain level of attractiveness or what have you, or sexiness, that they'll then say their names and use their names on these porn sites to make you think it's that celebrity, but really it's not. But there was no way, once the truth was revealed about the actual porn star of who it was, that there was no way this was Cardi B. There was no way at all. So that was, the main things that were said in terms of the highlights. Like I said, I just wanted to get to the main things that I haven't already said in my previous video, so you just have the newest and most up-to-date information. Also, he said that now with new interest in the trial, Mr. Dennis Byron said, for those of you who are in Atlanta or who want to go to Atlanta and go to this federal courthouse next week, that now there is going to be, because he said that the court was packed already, but now there is going to be a overflow room that he expects to be packed now as well, now that there's more interest in the trial. So people who have an interest in going, please show up early, because you're obviously going to have to go through security and everything else. You're not allowed to have any recording devices or anything of that nature. No laptops, no cell phones, none of that. Basically have your pen and paper ready to go to take some notes, because essentially that has been key in Mr. Dennis Byron's reporting of being able to take the copious amounts of notes that is taking place in this trial, because there's been just so much going on. So that is why he has been so amazing in his detailed recaps of what has been going on these first 4 days in the trial. One other thing to note is he mentioned that the juror that got kicked out was not the one that was clutching their pearls at the Tasha K video, where Tasha K was talking all that reckless. So the person that left, essentially what happened was, I guess they had broke for something, and somebody had heard, another juror had heard that the person was like, I can't believe Tasha K was using all of that language in front of her daughter like that in that video, basically reacting to that video. But the problem was, they didn't wait till they got to the jury deliberation room. So essentially, another juror slipped a note to the judge that this took place. And then that's how that juror was dismissed. But again, this was not the juror who was clutching their pearls or anything like that when they saw this video. So this was a different juror. But again, it just speaks to, I'm sure, many of them, since again, it's 7 people who are white in this jury, I am sure none of them have seen anything like what has been on these videos of Tasha K. So I knew it shook them. I know it shakes them. I know they can't believe what is going on in this case. I know they can't. So that was just the other tidbit as well. So that is where we are. Hopefully next week the proposals come out for, what the damages or estimated amount of damages they are looking to seek to be revealed in court. Mr. Dennis Byron is hoping that this trial ends by next week and hopefully ends by next Thursday or Friday. And he said even if it ends next Friday, he anticipates that the jury is going to come back quickly with, a guilty verdict, that they're not going to take long to deliberate at all. He was asked by the lead attorney, does he feel that they're going to discuss how much in damages Tasha K is going to owe the same day that they announce the verdict? And Mr. Dennis Byron is saying that he hopes so, but he also sees a situation where they can announce the verdict on Friday and then that following Monday come back and announce how much in damages. So it could go either way. They can announce it right back to back or wait until Monday to announce the amount of damages. So that is what we have to look forward to. And of course, there was no court today and there's no court on Monday because of the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. So we will resume court, like I said, on Tuesday. And now that there's tons of interest in this trial, now that a lot of people know that this trial has began, they expect things to be packed next week in Atlanta. So I'm sure it is going to be a circus. I am sure that all of the media outlets have deployed their people out this weekend to get to Atlanta by Monday so that they can be there front and center Tuesday. So I cannot wait to see what takes place. But that essentially is all that I have. Like I said, I will link in my description the link to the lead attorney's page. Again, it's like a 3-hour stream or something of that nature, but you only have to go to the very beginning. The very beginning is when he brings in Mr. Dennis Byron for that 45-minute exclusive interview full of gems, full of shade, full of good information, and you can watch that for yourselves. I will also, of course, link to, in my description box, Mr. Dennis Byron's Twitter so that you can see any live tweets that he's doing. I also will link, per usual, his Instagram account and I think one of the last lives that he did updating the case, so you have that information. Also, I will link because another user had screen recorded and uploaded Tasha K's Instagram live where she was saying all of those nasty, disgusting things about Cardi B in front of her daughter and was just completely reckless and just said all kinds of stuff in the mouth. I will put a link to that as well, so you guys can check that out for those of you who have not seen that video and why people are clutching their pearls in the courtroom because of how disgusting it was. So I will link all of that in my description box so you guys can check all of that information out. The final thing essentially was Mr. Dennis Byron said, and even the lead attorney too, that this is going to change the precedence of how content creators and how other bloggers report news on celebrities, report news on people. And essentially Mr. Dennis Byron kept it simple. He said, you just have to have morals and integrity. You have to put out factual information that could be validated and verified. You can't just run off and just say anything now without there being factual receipts to back it up. So this case is going to set the precedent that people aren't just going to be able to say anything they want anymore about a celebrity, about a public figure, about anybody without the actual receipts, without fact checking the information that it's actually true, or people are going to have grounds to go after you. And essentially, he wasn't trying to be shady, but he was saying, hey, there's some people who don't even have the coins to even go to a federal court, like what's happening right now with Cardi B and Tasha K. So when you receive that first comment or that first DM or that first cease and desist, stop. Just stop it. So that essentially was it for real. Please let me know your guys' thoughts. I want you guys to react on what you guys think of the latest update, of the exclusive details that Mr. Dennis Byron provided in this exclusive interview with the lead attorney that just happened a little while ago. Again, I foresee Mr. Dennis Byron being booked and busy off of this Cardi B defamation case, and thank you so much for all of the information that you provided. I had no idea that you were part of the reason that Cardi B went this legal route, was the person who helped find Tasha K so that she could be served for this defamation suit. Thank you for all of the work and the continued work that you are doing. Those of you, if it's your first time viewing my channel, welcome. Please check out my other videos, other things I've reacted to, other things I've reviewed, other things I've discussed, specifically for this Cardi B and Tasha K defamation lawsuit. I have a specific playlist that is going to chronologically start from day one of the trial. It's about 9 or 10 videos, but anything you need to catch up on, anything that you were not aware of, I have documented and detailed and recapped everything that Choke No Joke and primarily Mr. Dennis Byron has said, because they both have been live in the courtroom all week, taking copious notes of everything that is taking place in this trial, all the testimony, all of the reactions, everything that is going on in that courtroom. So please check out those videos if you haven't already. To the people who keep coming back for more, my subscribers, for people who continue to watch my videos multiple times, thank you so much for the continued support. I am grateful, I am thankful, I am appreciative of each and every single one of you. I do read all of your comments, even the negative ones. I read everything you say. So, but it has been overwhelmingly positive. It has been overwhelmingly amazing of how quickly we have grown. I cannot commend you guys enough. You guys are all awesome. You guys are all amazing. Blessings to each and every single one of you. With that being said, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you are notified the moment that I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I will definitely be talking to you guys again soon, I am sure. Have a happy rest of your day. Have an amazing weekend, and I will talk to you later.